Today we meet a Japanese prophet called Deguchi Onisaburo. Some fans call him the strongest time traveler. How about that for a nickname? Deguchi was born in 1871 and passed away in 1948, lived to be 78 years old. His fans say his predictions are right more than 95% of the time. That sounds a bit like superstition mixed with science fiction. Now, let us listen to a few of his wild predictions and see how they match our modern world. Deguchi once said, "Press a button, and in a distant village you will watch a play from Tokyo." That is a neat image. Could he mean television? And remember he said this in the 1920s? Decades before Japan had its first national broadcasting station, that is spooky and amusing at the same time. He also talked about trains that float and race at 700 kilometers per hour. That sounds like a Maglev train. Japan loves its fast rails and stunning engineering. Deguchi even imagined trains that would fly through vacuum tubes and link Tokyo and New York in 45 minutes. Now that sounds like a futuristic roller coaster, and also a billionaire idea. Could he have imagined hyperfast transit? Perhaps yes. The internet was in his script too. He said that money would become a single kind of mechanism, and that digital trade would take over. In simple words, he pictured a cashless and connected world, that is our online shopping and digital currency era. Did he foresee smartphones and online banks? Maybe he did. Here are 3 playful lines of his, and please guess if you already know the answer. A little projector like a wristwatch will be made. People will make a small phone like a wristwatch. People will look at faces and speak with others anywhere in the world. Do you need me to say the answer? I think not. Watches that act like phones and video calls are all around us now. So where did his prediction power come from? Kisaburo was born in 1871 into a farming family in Kameoka, Kyoto. His family had a funny family rule. Every 7 generations a notable person would appear. 7 generations before Kisaburo, a famous painter came from their line. So the family expected another star. His grandfather believed the newborn would shine, so the baby was praised and prepared from day one. Little Kisaburo was clever. People called him a prodigy. But his body was weak. He fell ill often. School was hard for him. Until age 10, his grandmother taught him at home. His grandmother loved stories about spirits. She taught him secret ways to sense other worlds. So Kisaburo grew hungry to learn about spirits and mysteries. At 13, he left school and tried to find his place in the world. Many years passed, and by age 27, he had not found steady success. He became moody and quick to anger. One day he fought a sumo wrestler in the street. The result was predictable. Kisaburo returned home with a bruised face and a heavy heart. His grandmother scolded him kindly. She said, "You are almost 30, and you must learn humility. The blow you received is like a pain from the gods to wake you up. You must not hold grudges. The one who hurt you is your teacher. You must thank him." Her words moved him. He wept and decided to change. In his autobiography he wrote, "I felt pierced by a sword of remorse, as if my organs were torn out. That night, something strange happened. In his sleep, a man dressed in a suit guided him out. The next morning he awoke inside a cave on Mount Takakuma near his village. Thus began a strange 7-day training." Kisaburo spent those days in a routine. He said he would travel with his spirit for 1 hour, and then sit in his body and meditate for 2 hours. He did not eat or drink during that time, yet he survived. The cave echoed with creepy sounds. Sometimes beastly visions tried to frighten him, yet he endured, and the story grew more surprising. His spirit guide was a hermit called Furu. To reach the spirit world, they crossed a nameless great river. Many others crossed with them. Their clothes never got wet, and when they arrived, the clothes would change color. Kisaburo said his dark blue robe became white. Then guides would mark each person with a label and lead them to different places. They watched a trial in the underworld. The judges read names and verdicts without long speeches. The condemned were taken away by guards. Kisaburo was puzzled. He asked, "Why no chance to defend oneself?" The hermit replied, Human courts need long proof because humans cannot see beyond the physical world. Mistakes happen, but the underworld judges see truth from other times and places. The color of the robe at the river shows the weight of the deeds. No error will be made. The visit to the underworld was only an interlude. Their real aim was the heavens. After passing trickery in many visions, a sacred presence appeared. It did not speak or show a shape, yet in a flash it revealed the past, the present and the future of the cosmos to Kisaburo. From that instant he gained the power to foresee events. After his training, he found he could heal villagers without being taught. He could see far things with what people later called second sight. If someone lost something, they would ask Kisaburo, and he would find it. His reputation spread quickly. People called him a healer and a seer. Later, he met a woman whose family also practiced supernatural healing. He married into her family and took the family name Deguchi. He became known as Deguchi Onisaburo, a name many would later remember. In 1912, he told his followers, "A world war is coming." He even named a winner. People listened, but they did not take him too seriously. Then 2 years later, his warning came true. A huge war broke out in distant Europe. Suddenly, his words seemed a lot less strange. The news of war far away made a big wave at home. People in Japan started to pay attention. His followers multiplied. Even some soldiers and young noblemen became his fans. Imagine a crowd of serious officers whispering about prophecies in a tea house. What a sight! But fame can be tricky. He did not stop at one prediction. He also warned that the end of the world might arrive soon. The government grew worried. The police called him in. They said, "Do not spread frightening talk to the public." Deguchi stood tall and said, "There will be a second world war and Japan will fight the United States." His words made officials uneasy. In May 1919, a local Kyoto newspaper printed an exchange between police and Deguchi. The paper recorded his claim that Japan would be occupied in the next war. After the headlines, he was charged with breaking the press law and with blasphemy. The court gave him 5 years in prison, but soon he was released on bail. The drama made his name spread even further. After freedom came back to him, he began to write down his strange 7-day journey into the spirit world. He turned his memories into a huge work called The Story of the Spirit World. The way he created the book is almost as wild as the book itself. He would lie down in a trance and speak. Someone would write without stopping. He said the flow must not be broken. It is like drawing silk from a cocoon, he warned. Stop and you can never pull another thread. Starting on October 18, 1921, he began to produce pages at an amazing speed. On average, about 3 days for 300 pages. He wrote on until 1935. In the end, he had 81 volumes and about 100,000 pages of manuscript. The texts range from cosmic creation stories to ancient history, from sharp criticism of modern life to bold predictions of the future. About 3,000 characters walk through these pages. What a parade of strange and grand ideas. People reacted in different ways. Some read the work as fairy tales, some treated it like a novel. Others looked for predictions hidden in the lines. Deguchi himself said something even more theatrical. He said the book was written by the gods through him. He called it a great play of 3,000 worlds. He said a time will come when heaven will show a king's star and the wise on earth will marvel. At that moment heaven will move its politics to earth and a new divine rule of love will begin. He also wrote that the gods have a great wish, to make the blue life of 3,000 worlds their beloved children, and to save the world. What exactly is this blue life? He did not say. He left room for our imagination. By 1935, his peaceful words clashed with the mood of the government. They did not like talk that seemed to weaken the war spirit. He was arrested again, and this time jailed for 7 years. While in prison, he told his family, "From the day I left, Japan will begin to lose." That sounds like a bold prediction. On August 7, 1942, he was paroled. And on that very day, the United States landed on Guadalcanal. The battle lasted 5 months and ended badly for Japan. Some people said Deguchi was right. The war was changing course. His followers said, "See, we told you so." Others frowned and asked if prophecy could also be good news. Out of prison, he never stopped saying Japan would lose. He warned of air raids, of Osaka burning in a sea of flames, of Hiroshima and Nagasaki suffering terribly. He even said Kyoto would be the safer place. Those warnings sounded grim, and sadly many of them matched the terrible events that followed. But one prediction still puzzles people. He said Tokyo would one day have fire rain. When the atomic bombs fell, some asked him, "Is this the fire rain you meant?" He shook his head and said, "No. The fire rain I saw falls from the sky itself." That is a chilling image. What does it mean to have fire come down like rain? Some guessed it might be a volcanic eruption from Mount Fuji. After all, Tokyo sits near that famous mountain. Others nodded and said, a big eruption would throw ash and hot debris toward the city. A scientist later spoke about the possibility of a huge quake and a giant tsunami hitting long stretches of Japan. He warned that the sea could rise meters high within minutes. That thought makes your stomach drop. Imagine a city under a sky full of glowing sparks. Umbrellas not for rain but for falling embers. People running past vending machines and temples with hair on end. It sounds like a disaster movie and also like a warning. Deguchi wanted people to pay attention. He shouted, "Prepare, be kind, and do not waste time on pride." Practical advice from a prophet with theatrical flair. Now, picture Deguchi pacing like a stage director, waving his hands and yelling, "Tokyo will get fire rain." His followers gasp. A reporter scribbles, a policeman frowns. A samurai hat gets knocked off by a gust of wind. Yet beneath the drama, there is a serious message. Prepare for danger. Help your neighbors. Do not let fear become fury. So what can we do today? Learn how to evacuate. Check your local safety plans. Have a small bag of essentials ready. Tell your family where to meet. Share food with your neighbors. Kindness helps more than prophecy when trouble comes.